the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast. This is News 10 Night Watch.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on Night Watch. Severe weather ripped through parts of the Wabash Valley tonight. Things are winding down weather-wise at this hour, but we're still getting damage reports from across the Wabash Valley. We have video of Terre Haute. The storm downed this tree on Shaw Avenue. It also downed power lines and washed out roads. We're told trees are down in the Collett Park neighborhood as well. Meanwhile, many of you sent us pictures of the storm. We thank you for that. Remember, when you see news happening, use the Report It feature on News 10's website. Just look for the Report It tab on WTHITV.com. From there, you can click and upload photos. Now, here is a picture sent to us from a viewer named Mandy. You can see the sky turned absolutely black. This is at 3rd and Cherry in Terre Haute. She snapped that picture for us and sent it to Report It. Meanwhile, here's a pic snapped from Alicia. She submitted this shot of the sky from West Terre Haute. You can see it really got dark there. We thank you for these submissions. Keep them coming. Now, at one point tonight, more than 4,000 people in the Wabash Valley lost power. Crews reported power lines down in Vigo County. In Vigo County alone, more than 2,200 people lost power. Duke Energy crews are working to restore power tonight. At last check, 1,700 people in Terre Haute still do not have power. News 10 will update you when crews tell us power is back on. Even today's rain likely won't help Indiana's drought-stricken farmers. And farmers say they're unhappy about Congress recessing before passing a new farm bill. The current farm bill expires next month. That will leave a lot of uncertainty about what's next for farmers. News 10's Mike Grant found out the situation is turning into an election year issue.
The more farmers look at their fields like this one, the more apparent the depth of the drought disaster becomes for both farmers and the communities where they live.
First cornfield I planted this year. I'm projecting that my overall corn yields on 1,400 acres of corn is going to be less than 50 bushel an acre.
Farmers say they need a new farm bill in place to help give them some direction toward recovery, but Congress has not passed one yet. Pitiful looking little ears of corn like this are the evidence of the drought disaster that's hit the Wabash Valley. And growers say that without a farm bill in place, it's going to be more difficult for them to plan to recover from this disaster in the spring.
It's time to think about what we're going to do next year to try to make a comeback from this devastating loss of revenue we're going to have this year.
The U.S. House has a farm bill pending, but they went on a 5-week break without bothering to pass it.
And the fact that this district is one of the most hard-hit districts anywhere in America, and this congressman is doing nothing to push his leaders to move this bill forward. It's unacceptable, and it's simply inexcusable.
While the farm bill is not considered a partisan issue, the lack of action during a major drought is dragging it into the political arena. In Knox County, I'm Mike Grant, News 10.
Congressman Bouchon issued his response to David Crook's statement. Bouchon says, quote, "I've been throughout Indiana's 8th District meeting with farmers and visiting their farms to see firsthand effects of the drought. He said, I talk regularly with my Agriculture Advisory Committee to discuss issues impacting the agriculture industry, including extending the farm bill." The Vigo County Sheriff's Office is cracking down on crime with a new task force. News 10's Brittany Earle rode along with team members.
Curbing crime is something Vigo County Detective Derek Fell has always done. But with the help of a new task force called VCAT, Fell is able to organize and execute stings on a bigger level.
We will be assigned to go out at various times, and we're going to let criminal activity dictate when we go out for the most part throughout the year. So there won't be any set times. It's going to be based on how crimes lay out at any given time.
VCAT, or Vigo County Criminal Activity Task Force, was created to cut crime. This group will focus on different areas in the county as crime fluctuates. Several times throughout the year, they'll head out at dark looking for anything from break-ins to drug deals.
You know, we're going to come across drug activity. We're going to come across crimes involving firearms and different things like that. A lot of times when you're dealing with thefts or burglaries, drugs are kind of tied in with those crimes. So, again, our main focus will be on burglaries and theft activity.
VCAT is made up of 20 Vigo County deputies and detectives who will all train, sometimes spending several hours organizing just one sting. And in just a small amount of time, the group already made a major drug bust.
We just have been developing the unit within the last few months. So we've actually ran one detail a couple months ago, and we're going to continue to do so as time goes on.
A group created for one purpose, to regulate crime, focused solely on cleaning up the streets. In Terre Haute with photojournalist Mike Latta, Brittany Earl, News 10.
Officials say VCAT already executed one successful sting. Team members say they recovered $100,000 of marijuana. Well, one weekend event will help you shred your finances safely. First Financial Bank Saturday will host Shred Day. It's an event that helps people properly get rid of paperwork, receipts, and canceled checks. Organizers will slice the document at First's Meadows location. That's between Ohio and Poplar Streets in Terre Haute. Bank leaders say it's important to get rid of documents the right way.
You just can't take the risk of throwing away canceled checks or old tax documents or anything personal in the trash, because, you know, they have people that go around and dumpster dive looking for information. So it's important that you dispose of them properly.
The event runs from 10 to 1 Saturday afternoon. Bank leaders say they'll also take worn-out flags, prescription bottles, and old medication. A local cell phone provider wants you to be safe behind the wheel. AT&T is starting a program called It Can Wait. Its goal is to encourage customers to not text and drive. Texting behind the wheel is illegal in Indiana and Illinois. The company hopes people will make an online pledge not to text and drive.
We would like this to become as taboo as drinking and driving. Texting and driving do not mix, and no one should be doing it.
AT&T will bring a driving simulator to Terre Haute. It will show users the dangers of texting and driving. The simulator will be here in September. Well, imagine having a single bill to pay that was more than your entire earnings for 1 month. What if it was just your water bill? News 10's Matt Gregory tells us that's exactly what happened to one Sealyville woman.
With each dish Abigail Crawford washes, it's more and more apparent she's on her own. This April, she moved out of her parents' home and to this home in Sealyville. The 20-year-old single mother saw it as a perfect place to raise her young daughter.
The landlord was really nice. The guy that I bought the trailer off was really nice. My daughter loves it out here. She runs around.
But with each run of the faucet, she's contributing to her water bill. Normally, this wouldn't bother her.
May it was 80, and July or June it was 56, and then this month they're trying to charge me almost $3,000 for it.
Abigail showed us the bill, and it looks even more outrageous in print. Her grand total bill adding up to over $2,500. Abigail immediately contacted her water company, Sealyville Water.
And they told me that it was normal for people that have sprinklers running every day, all day, and that I might have a water leak or my toilet runs nonstop, but we've checked everything.
Now, Abigail's landlord did say there has been a leak at the trailer park, but the problem is, from the folks she's talked to, it's not in her area. It's actually well over on the other side of the mobile home park.
I mean, I asked them to come out here and read my meter for me, and they told me that they've already been out here 3 times. And I called yesterday and asked them to do it, and they told me that they already had someone out there this morning, and I didn't see anybody out here.
Leaving this single mother with few options.
I guess I'm going to have to let them shut my water off on the 18th and go live with my mom for a little bit, because I don't have the money to pay for a $3,000 water bill.
Reporting in Sealyville with photojournalist Gary Bryan, Matt Gregory, News 10.
News 10 reached out to Sealyville Water. Officials did not return our calls. Now, police say they're looking for a man who got away after a chase. Coming up, we'll have this week's Crime Stoppers and tell you why this isn't the first time the suspect is on the news. That's next on WTHI News 10.